Hello, good morning, or is it afternoon?
And good to have you back, first
Yes,
of all.
I'm back. I'm back. Thank you for noticing.
My envy is over. Your comfy sofa is right behind you.
Maybe tomorrow you will get your chance
You never know.
get on
You
the
never know.
sofa. Samantha, Kasia, nice to see you. Nice to see you again. We had some time prior to the conference, and we had a beautiful, valuable conversation. So I want to bring out some of these moments and conversational pieces to this audience. So first of all, hello, welcome, and just like Łukasz mentioned, we're very excited to hear your story, success story. It's huge, and I think, to put it in essence, it's a story about the power of simplicity and the power of making sure that essentials and basics are covered. Why don't we start with basics, in fact, and explain to our audience what do you exactly mean by PPE, personal protective equipment, so that we are all on the same page. Why don't we start with that? Samantha,
will
Kasia?
you take it?
We can hear you
all.
okay.
Good afternoon to me. Good morning, probably still for some.
Yes, indeed. Thank you ever so much, Kasia. Yeah, so personal protective equipment. I'm actually wearing some today.
You did it, Sam. You did it. You promised to wear it.
Yes, I don't normally wear it in this environment, but just to demonstrate. So personal protective equipment is that equipment that is needed for individuals to be safe when they're on site. It can be a uniform, it can be shoes, it can be glasses, hats, so all gloves, so all sorts of things, but making sure people are safe when they're in an operational environment.
Mm-hmm.
Safety first.
Safety first, especially obviously in a production industry, in a production company. Why was it important for you specifically, out of plenty of options, even within the health and safety segment? Why have you decided to make this one a priority for your organization? Can we hear a bit more on that?
Yeah, so maybe I will take it. Actually, yes, safety. Safety is our Air Liquide license to operate. So at every single stage of our work, whenever on the production site or in the office or after working hours, we think about safety. And safety is one of our fundamentals. It is embedded, it is part of our values, of the way we work at Air Liquide. And actually, safety is strongly connected to inclusion and to our D&I activities. So we want to make operations, because we are talking about the core of our business, the chemical magics happening in our plants, in the installations. We want operations to be inclusive. For women.
What you're saying, Kasia, or both of you, is that we cannot create inclusive environment without safety environments. So these two go together. Absolutely. Take us through the journey. We don't have much time, but I really hope your story and journey that you're about to share will inspire the rest of the audience beyond production area. And I would like our audience to keep looking for these connections, even if they are not within the industry. Yes, it's a production industry success story, but how can I still apply it if I'm not representing this industry? So let's go with the short presentation. I know that you have fantastic visuals for us prepared, so go for it.
Yes, we are coming from the corporate world, so yes, presentation must be there.
Okay, 3 slides, please.
Can we have it? I don't see it.
Okay, we are getting a message that the presentation is ready. Is there anything that the ladies should do? Yes, okay, it's coming up.
Yes. So imagine that this is not the slide deck, but this is the journey that we are going from one place to another. And before we jump to the clue of our speech today, I would like to take you through the short intro of who we are. So I will start saying that I'm sure that majority of you have eaten ice creams or driven a car Or maybe now you are checking your messages on your smartphones. I hope not. But for sure you heard that oxygen was crucial in the pandemic time. So all there and more, there are industrial and medical gases. And I dare to say that they are air liquid gases, which are produced in this type of plants that you can see in the corner. So as I mentioned, that this is the core of our business, separating air. The magic happens, the chemical magic happens in those installations. But as our business diverse is, so our employees too, over 67,000 employees across Air Liquide globe. So inclusion, we are committed to creating inclusive environments, and we are committed to this officially under quite a nice initiative, hashtag Embrace Difference, created by the European Roundtable for Industrials Association. So inclusion, as mentioned, are embedded in our values. And as mentioned, safety. So we want to make, paraphrasing well-known statement, to make operations inclusive for women. So this journey started with PPE, and but maybe I will let Sam to bring this journey closer to us.
Please.
Sam, over to you.
Okay, thanks, Kasia. Yeah, so as Kasia said, our journey started, it was back in 2019, where we had we invited 8 talented future leaders from 4 different European nations to take part in a leadership development programme through the European Institute for Industrial Leadership. Now, half of the project or the program is actually working on masterclasses that are led by expert coaches, and the other half of it is actually working on a business project. Now, back in 2019, I had the pleasure of not only being the sponsor of the project, but also the program sponsor, which I still am. So for the project for that year, I actually decided I wanted the team to work on inclusion and diversity, because it was such a topic that was a priority for Air Liquide as a business, and it's also something that I'm very passionate about. And the idea was for them to develop initiatives to create an inclusive and diverse culture. So they had carte blanche, they had a black canvas to do whatever they want. And they developed their own branding around it, and a focus for them was on 2 key areas. One of the areas was gender, and the other was intergenerational. And from the gender perspective, they decided to focus on women's PPE. And as they clearly stated, this is a no-brainer. It's a simple project, and it's something that can really add great value to the business. So the next steps were to focus on piloting that, and that was piloted in Belgium and the Netherlands. And when we started the research, we discovered that the PPE we had within the countries was either male or gender neutral. Sorry, not gender neutral, unisex. Now, this actually made our female employees and visitors very sad, because either the PPE was ill-fitting or large, like I am demonstrating today, or it was actually just causing a safety issue. So what we did is we took that back, we started some research, we worked with all of our sites in Belgium and in the Netherlands, and then we also worked with our suppliers to look at what was available. Now, we discovered that unisex PPE, a small unisex PPE, is actually equivalent to extra large for women. So that was a real concern for us. And that meant that circa 90 of our female employees were affected by that. So it wasn't a small proportion. It was something we really needed to have a focus on. So our mission became to protect smile at all costs of our female colleagues and visitors. And as they say, one size does not fit all. So we created a project, so Fit for All, where we wanted to make sure that females felt included and safe within the working environment. So we worked with our suppliers to look at the different types of PPE that we could have, and they specifically tailored the PPE for women. Originally, they only offered yellow PPE, nothing at all in the corporate colours, but they designed it specifically to fit round the body shapes of our females. We did this with jackets, with trousers, and gloves, etc. As you can see here, there's two of our colleagues. Renee with the long hair that's down, she has an ill-fitting PPE, and Judith on the other side, who's smiling very happily, who has her PPE that fits her properly after the implementation. So we've now rolled that out within 9 countries within Northern Europe, and it's still being rolled out. And I have to say, I've had the pleasure on the back of this project. It's now seen as a best practice globally. So I'm able to talk to the wider group about this, to encourage people from different parts of the group to actually take this on and consider it within their entities. So that's our journey. That's our story so far.
Super. So it's an ongoing journey, as you say. You're not stopping. You're not stopping there.
Yeah, and I guess it's a perfect example where people often forget that protective gear and how you feel about it actually matters, because if you're uncomfortable in whatever you're wearing, it's not that you have you just want comfortable, good-looking clothes, but it's part of who you are and how you feel at work for 8 or more hours every day. So it really needs to factor it in.
Yes, especially that it becomes an integral part of your daily experience. It's not a outfit that you bring sometime. You bring it every day to work. So that's super important.
And then when you rely on a male sense of fashion, that's
great.
when you end up with.
I would like us to tackle a question that just arrived from the audience, and I would ask you to be also brief with answering. The question is, obviously, you recognize the need for introducing the new PPE, the new design. Why hasn't this option been taken into consideration before? So why not before, why now? What a great example. Thank you for sharing. Yes, we see a reaction from the audience.
Why now is still a good question, because we should have figured it out like decades ago.
We're talking simplicity. Why now? Why not before?
Maybe I will try to answer, and if there is anything else to add, please do. So I believe that we all struggle with this unconscious bias and with some kind of obvious approach to some topics. And we probably know this quite well-known book, Invisible Women. So I believe from this PPE design production, we were as women invisible. So if we were invisible, and productions male-dominated environment, so there was probably no one there, or barely someone there, to think of it. This is my general view. So as we want our company to be inclusive for all the people, but in the operations, we want to also see the female person. Why not much earlier? Luckily, right now.
Exactly, and maybe that's a good conclusion. Like it's important that it happened, that it's bringing a lot of success, and it still has a growing potential. So we would like to thank both of you for bringing out your story. Again, congratulations, finger crossed, for the development of the idea, and hopefully we've inspired some portion of the audience. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you very much.